This is an example of a typical order screen, and the next section we're going to take a look at pertains to order pages. Now, order pages are these buttons that show up down here on the order page grid. For example, soup and chili, grill, breakfast, and so on. So these are page buttons that bring up a whole selection of different products which show up in the product grid up above. We're also going to take a look at these buttons here, which are modifier page buttons. And these are ones that show up when you select on an item, and based on what's programmed in for that item, that will determine which modifier buttons will be made available in the modifier page grid. So coming into back office, we're going to go over to products and down to order page setup. So within here, what we're looking at right now is a modifier page. You can tell this based on the type of menu. We have order pages, which were things like the soups and the salads and the burgers and so on. And then we have modifier pages like food extra, food hold, food modify. And in this case, we have bar extra. So this is for bar items where you're going to charge extra for these modifiers. Now in this, we obviously have the description for the page. And this carries across to POS buttons. So this is the actual button that would show up on the screen itself. Now with this, we have all of these different settings within here. Now you'll notice that there's this checkbox that says Use Grid Settings. Now what this means is that by having this checked, the system is actually going to apply the appearance based on what was programmed in Form Designer. So when you go into Form Designer, you can determine in terms of the font, the text color, the background color, the images, and so on like that for this button. But if you want to do it directly at this spot here for this specific button, then all you do is just uncheck that, and the system will now use whatever settings you program within here. The first thing we have is text color. So obviously this is the color of the text that goes onto the button. Back color. This is the background that shows up for the button. And of course we can change this around to anything. We also have button font, and selecting on this you can choose from a variety of different fonts, styles, sizes, and so on. Button image. Selecting on this, you can now populate this with actually an image of whatever the item happens to be. Vertical alignment and horizontal alignment. This pertains to the text that shows up on the button. And within here, you can center them, put them on top and bottom, or center them and put them left and right. And then finally down at the bottom, you indicate which type of button this is, a modifier page button or an order page button.